The camera industry has a dirty secret that no one wants to talk about. But today, Nikon is finally saying it out loud. For the last 3 years, we have been told that speed is everything. We have been pushed toward cameras that shoot faster than a machine gun. In that race for frames per second, the soul of the photograph was left behind. If you are a landscape photographer, a fine art printer, or someone who lives for the surgical precision of a perfect file, you felt ignored. You have been holding onto your aging D850 or your original Z7, waiting for a reason to move forward. You refuse to settle for good enough resolution. Today, that patience becomes your greatest advantage. We are not just talking about a new camera body. We are talking about the Nikon Z7 III, the resolution king that has finally returned to reclaim its throne. This is not just a gear update. It is a calculated strike against the medium format market. Nikon has stopped playing catch-up and started rewriting the rules of what a full-frame sensor can actually do. We have finally cracked the code on the authentic specs, the real-world pricing, and a release window that is much closer than you think. This is the moment the gear landscape changes forever. For a long time, the professional imaging ecosystem has felt like a giant puzzle with a missing piece. We had the Z9 and the Z8 for the speed demons and the hybrid shooters. Those cameras are incredible, but they are built for the moment, not necessarily for the forever detail of a gallery print. For the architectural perfectionists and the studio masters, there was a massive gap in the lineup. The previous generation was a solid workhorse. But let's be real, in a world where 60-plus megapixel monsters are becoming the standard, the old tech was starting to show its age. Nikon knew they could not just give us a minor refresh or a mark-to-style update. They needed to make a statement that would silence the competition. That statement is built around a brand new 67-megapixel backside illuminated sensor. But do not let the number fool you. This is not just about packing more pixels into the same space. It is about the fundamental architecture of the light gathering process. The industry is buzzing because the data suggests this is a non-stacked sensor. This was a very deliberate and frankly brilliant move by Nikon. While everyone else is obsessed with stacked sensors for speed, those sensors usually come with a hidden tax. They often suffer from a slight penalty in base ISO dynamic range and noise floor. By choosing a non-stacked design, the Z7 III is doubling down on pure, unadulterated image quality. We are looking at a native ISO 64 with the potential to expand down to a legendary ISO 32. This is not just a spec on a sheet. This is the cleanest digital file a professional has ever seen. We are talking about a staggering 15.5 stops of dynamic range. Imagine standing on a cliffside at sunset. You have deep dark shadows in the rocks and screaming highlights in the clouds. With this hardware, you can pull those shadows from the dead of night and see zero noise. No grain, no banding, just pure clinical detail. This is the clean file dream that makes high-end retouching feel like a breeze. But this is where the story takes a turn that most people did not see coming. Nikon's recent moves in the cinema world, specifically their acquisitions of high-end film technology, are finally bearing fruit. Usually, a still first camera gets the leftovers when it comes to video processing. Not this time. The Z7 III is getting a massive internal overhaul with a brand new processor, the first of its kind. It is specifically tuned for cinema standard color science. This is the secret sauce that separates a hobbyist video from a Hollywood production. We are talking about skin tones that rival $30,000 movie rigs right out of the box. The camera will feature a new internal 12-bit RAW format that can handle 8K at 60 frames per second without the camera even getting warm. If you are a pro who needs to shoot a high-end commercial and a billboard size still on the same day, you no longer need two different camera systems. This is the first time a high-resolution stills body has been given the keys to the kingdom of professional cinema color. When we look at the broader market, the Z7 III isn't just competing with other mirrorless cameras. It is coming for the medium format giants like Hasselblad and Fujifilm. Historically, photographers moved to medium format because full-frame sensors reached a ceiling in terms of tonality and depth. Nikon has just shattered that ceiling. By optimizing the 67-megapixel sensor for light reception rather than readout speed, they have achieved a pixel-level clarity that makes images look three-dimensional. Every leaf in a forest, every brick in a skyscraper, and every thread in a fashion garment is rendered with a surgical sharpness. This camera is for the person who zooms into 200% and expects to see perfection. It is for the artist who wants to print 6 feet wide and have the viewer stand inches away without seeing a single artifact. Nikon has realized that while the world was chasing fast, a huge portion of the professional market was still craving perfect. The build quality of the Z7 III also reflects this return to professional dominance. It takes the ergonomics that Nikon is famous for and refines them into a body that feels like a precision instrument. The weather sealing is top tier, designed to survive the harshest environments on Earth. Whether you are in the humid rainforest or the freezing Arctic, this camera is built to perform. The electronic viewfinder has been upgraded to a record-breaking resolution, making the transition from optical viewfinders feel finally complete. You are no longer looking at a screen. You are looking at reality. This level of immersion is what allows a photographer to stay in the creative flow. Every button, every dial, and every menu item has been placed with the working professional in mind. It is a camera that gets out of your way and lets you create. In my opinion, the Nikon Z7 III is the most important camera release of the decade. It signals a shift back to what truly matters in photography, the image. While other brands are busy adding AI features that guess what a photo should look like, Nikon is giving you the raw data to show what the world actually looks like. It is a bold, uncompromising tool for people who take their craft seriously. It is the bridge between the classic era of high-resolution DSLRs and the future of digital cinema. If you have been waiting for a reason to upgrade, this is it. The throne has a new occupant, and it is wearing a Nikon badge. This camera doesn't just take pictures. It captures moments with a level of fidelity that was previously impossible. It is a game changer, a dream machine, and a true return to form for the king of resolution. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the future of imaging, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you never miss an update. Share this video with your fellow photographers who are still rocking their D850s, and hit that bell icon to stay notified every time we drop a new video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest and greatest in the world of gear. Thanks for watching.